summon.
It's so rudimentary. That's ultimately what it is. You have the Elise, and then you think to yourself, oh, okay, I'm going to pick up a Renekton. I have Elise. There's no... Everything that involves team composition, synergy with each other, at certain breakpoints inside of the game, how it's going to work against the opponents, all of that just goes out the window. And so now you have an Ornn paired with two champions that he doesn't like. You have a Blitzcrank that is trying to fight fire with fire. But interestingly enough, the Kalista has a lot of value against Afreeca's engage in the later stages. The Viktor is actually particularly good, as is the Sejuani. You gave Sett 2 targets now against you. And so in a very weird way, Sandbox started off the draft losing really hard, and then Afreeca punted right back to them with their R4 and R5 picks. We got a game on our hands.
Yeah, the pen went flying. But, I don't know, I think it does come down to, once again, you know, the rudimentary idea, 1 + 1 = 2. If you have a 1, what do you need to equal 2? It's a Renekton. I hope you guys followed that. That's kind of what they're going with, and maybe, again, it's just comfort for Spirit. Maybe he just didn't feel comfortable playing the Karthus there, and he says, well, I feel good on Elise. Give it to me, and we'll make it work. We'll see if they can, as they are going to be going for a little bit of a early play here. Sandbox down on the bottom side of the map.
Valdez, I thought you said that you were American.
Yes, of course.
How did you get the 1 + 1 = 2 so fast?
I don't know. Someone actually told me on Twitter, so I wanted to use it in my next cast. Because I wasn't sure about the answer, so
Valdez,
I was embarrassed about talking about it before.
Yeah.
So, you know, I figured I'd bring it out now.
Makes sense. Well, doesn't look like we're actually going to get any sort of early aggression. And everything else is honestly pretty standard
I love
across the
how
board.
Nimbus Cloak is now extremely standard.
Yes. Super insane value.
Viktor doesn't pick it up. He picks up the Mana Flow Band.
Yeah.
Instead.
Well, because he has the teleport and flash, so.
And he has phase
Mana
rush,
Flow,
so.
yeah. Mana Flow going to be very good here against Sejuani. He's able to stack it extremely quickly.
Yeah. It'll improve his sustain and allow him to stick around in the mid lane for a bit longer. Like the choice there. Kiin picks up that Renekton, says, hey, Renekton's good into the Sett, and I have an Elise. 1 + 1 + 1 = 3.
You are honestly impressing.
See what I'm doing?
Me. Yeah.
I'm building it up.
Wow.
As I learn. And
Atlus is in the chat right now.
Atlus?
Yeah, he's in the chat.
Yeah.
He must be. He's listening.
He
He is so impressed this week.
Yeah, I know. His little NA friends.
Yeah.
Slowly learning their math.
All right.
And there is going to be pressure on Kiin to try to win that lane hard. Once again, this is going to happen here where Dove gets knocked up, but a lot of minion damage goes back onto Fly.
And Kiin, you know what, though? This time around, he looks like he's having a much better time. He did just lose 2 lanes in a row to Summit. Finding himself in an advantage here. He could just shove this wave and recall into call. But it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Elise coming over to try to get a gank. And the only way that this works is if Summit ends up making a mistake. Haymaker up in 2 seconds. And you can see OnFleek is on time.
Spotted. Okay.
Kevin Tuggles.
Okay, he's going to engage here onto the Sejuani. Win that trade. Meanwhile, up in the top side, Kiin takes what looks like a losing trade at the end of it all. Has to meekly just back off of that one. Is going into the jungle. And OnFleek says, well, I don't want any of that noise. It's Elise Renekton, and if I get stunned or found at all, if I face check, I can die instantly, so I have to back away. It's the safe play.
Well, after that little debacle happening right there, Viktor going to try to maybe establish lane priority. Sejuani is running to left side Scuttle Crab, which is so bizarre. You have to know that it's gone. What?
Spirit ends up kind of face-checking himself. He's going to go into the repel. He's got Dove on top of him, forced to flash away by getting a little bit too aggressive. Miss knock up there. This fly is a little bit slow. All the wards coming out here. Oh, considering going back in. They don't really have too much vision, but really hanging around. And at the end of the day, they will just disengage.
And not too much really going on. Elise now just going to go over to her Krug. Sejuani trying to make her way top lane to maybe try to do a dive.
It's just like the never-ending camp.
What the hell was that?
Well, now they're going to try to get on in there. They dodge that cocoon by a block with the OnFleek on the Sejuani. He doesn't really have the damage. They have the minions, but they have to flash away. Spirit's still on the chase here. 1Q is going to do it. If he can land it. Oh, the shield, and it is not going to be enough. Spirit not able to collapse and get that kill. So they will hard push, teleport down.
You know that image, are you not entertained?
Yeah.
That's exactly what this is.
Oh, they're sticking around. Kiin is going for it. Did he get baited into this? No, he's going to pick up first blood and get out just like that. Kiin is back, and so is Spirit. The two of them able to put their opposing positions in the dumpster underneath the turret. 1 by 1.
And this is a really big victory
Couple
for
of solo
Afreeca.
kills.
Yeah, because we take a look at this OnFleek. You can see Summit ends up locking up Kiin, but then is Kiin able to get the reset, break the turret aggro? And this is just a complete disaster right now. Yeah, stop. No.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what he said. He's like, hey, stop. I don't know what that was really in reference to.
Maybe he really didn't want to go for that play, but Kiin was forcing it. And that really was a close call.
It was.
So, Spirit now finds himself up an entire level, despite only being up 1 camp. Now he's about to be up 2. And also in top lane, Summit is in a nightmare situation where Kiin has the Phage completed, has the refillable, Doran's Blade and Doran's Shield. Wave down in bottom is pushing away from Leo and Gorilla, so this is a very good gank timing. We talked about this in the previous game. When you want to make a gank happen, you want to pressure the enemy laner, you need to manipulate or have your lane state be favorable for them as your jungler arrives.
All right,
and that's
Galileo.
the minigame. What? Valdez.
You know the Earth, the sun revolves around the Earth, okay? You should know this. Everybody knows this.
Yeah, my apologies.
Everybody knows this. It's common knowledge. Ping-ponging is the way that we do things around here, okay?
Well.
No manipulation. That sounds negative.
Definitely. I mean, I'm not buying it. You know.
Okay.
You can try to tell me whatever you want, but not buying it. As Mountain Dragon was picked up for the team with Ornn.
I don't know about this Summit.
Summit, yeah.
That's not a trade you want to take.
Losing a bit more HP, and this is the game where Afreeca is finding advantages in top lane, and so this is going to be very good for them. The Sejuani is still just so stunted. Very far behind.
Kiin. Ooh. We have a GP coming in from top, or rather from mid. Ornn should be immediate. As he is going to be suplexed and locked down. Actually hits OnFleek in the back. That's kind of funny. That's probably how they feel right now, just getting dunked on. As the teleport looked kind of silly, but it was actually 200 IQ. Gets in there, sets up the kill. The Viktor not able to push fast enough right now. They get a couple of plates.
Yeah, they have 2 plates up there in top lane. What is about to be more than a 20 CS lead, I believe, for Kiin. This Renekton is very, very big. And Fly getting that assist up there in top lane. He really didn't lose all that much. He's only down 5 CS right now in mid lane. Almost has the Abyssal Mask complete. Rift Herald being picked up by Spirit. As we just take a look at this. Again, Summit is trading on Kiin for no reason. He can never win, nor can he sustain through these trades with any purpose. So, doesn't make any sense. Fly comes in, teleports.
You know that suplex actually just makes it so easy for that to land? But I suppose he just felt a bit desperate because it shows exactly where you're going to land. It's like, oh, okay, I can just hit the Ornn horn in this direction. Very simple for Fly to follow up on that one. And these are the kind of Elise Renekton games where you look at the results and you're like, hey, I mean, you have to know that these pro gamers after this game, they're going to be like, man, so happy we were able to win that draft with Elise Renekton. R4, R5, able to come in here, shut them down in the top lane, and that's why we won. Well, you just know that's coming, but if you can outplay your opponents like this, and the enemies kind of keep tilt trading into you is what it looks like, then for sure you are going to have some success.
So, at this stage of the game, Spirit and Kiin really looking to just try to keep bullying Summit. And it really does also feel like that in the games where Summit does fall behind, Sandbox falls apart a lot faster than normal. He is really their strongest member. And interestingly, he is on the defensive right now.
Yeah, you saw Spirit coming in.
Now, the thing is that they know about Spirit, so if this gank does manage to work...
That's a real gank, man. That's a gonk.
Is it a gonk? Is
yeah,
it
it's
the gonk market?
Oh! Oh, this is not looking good. Spirit in a little bit of trouble here. See if he can get locked down the rappel over the other side. Okay, they finally make it happen. As a trade in the mid lane, Dove is going to have to flash this ball straight into it, predicted. To be fair, it was a pretty easy prediction, but nicely done from the side of Fly. Knew he was going to flash the wall, shuts him down.
That was a really good Mad Life play right there by Fly. There was other areas that he could end up flashing to.
But he would have to, you know, one-up him, right?
Yeah,
he would have to say, you're going to do it over the wall, so I'm going to flash forward, right? And then go that way.
And Afreeca, okay.
Okay, you might have pushed a little bit too far. That's a big bullet time. From the backside, though, Afreeca in a lot of trouble. Down will go Jelly, a double kill now. But here's big boy Kiin trying to get on top of that Kalista, and the Spiders are going to hop forward and get that kill. At the end of the day, nice stun up there from the freeze from Sejuani to save him. But Kiin going so deep. Can he actually do it? He can't kill him in the end, going 1v4. Bit off way too more than he could chew.
And so the game just keeps swinging back and forth now between Sandbox and Afreeca. As, let's take a look at this one more time. So Fly, he's strutting his stuff. He's waddling like Wario up to top lane. And then
he really is like Mario. Now we know where the inspiration came from.
And then look at this. He manages to land the Mad Life onto Viktor. I really thought Viktor was just going to wait for the hit and then flash. But right here, Afreeca, they're overstaying their welcome for turret plates that they end up sharing the gold on. And so it's a very easy counter collapse by Sandbox, and we did not get to see the whole...
No, we didn't get to see the Kiin fail, unfortunately. It's a big Renekton. Won the lane hard, got a couple of kills, couple of assists. And just went a little bit too far there. Okay, we're going to pick up Cloud Drake here. What's it going to be? Infernal or Ocean Soul are the options. It looks like
Ocean.
You know that song Ocean Man?
I know Ocean Eyes by Billie Eilish.
The eyelash?
Yeah. It's Billie Eilish, but I thought I would add an Aatrox spin on to it.
Yeah, that's an LS thing right there. Okay, now we're going to get to see the replay.
As Jelly ends up dying. Dove was able to come in here via the teleport. Kiin going in super hard.
Yeah, just watch this. He's like, nope, I will not be denied.
Leroy Jenkins.
Time's up. Let's do this. Leroy! That's really what he did. Like,
at least he's got chicken. Valdez,
yeah,
all right?
Yeah, he does. I wonder if Crocs like chicken. We should probably ask Atlus. That's probably something that a resident Australian would know. You know what I mean?
That is, you know what? That is.
If the Crocs like chicken.
Yeah.
Atlus, I know you're watching. Go ahead and let me know if the Crocs like chicken. Then it'll all come together for our good friend Leroy Leroy Jenkins, if I had to put a Korean pun spin on it. Wow, they're really going hard in this one.
Whoa.
Getting on top of, well, it's not going to matter in the end, but it did look kind of funny. As down he will go. Mystic underestimated the Fate's Call.
And it's actually really insane. Leo, remember in game number 1, he was actually doing very well on that Kalista as well. And so here he's getting very fed again. And we talked about inside of the draft that because there's so many melee champions essentially on Afreeca's side that have to jump onto him, the only real hope to bring him down is either Kiin getting on top of him via a flash and then stunning him up, or it's going to end up being Mystic. But this Kalista is starting to get to points where there's not going to be a real answer.
You have to respect the range that Kalista Thresh has, especially if you're alone. I mean, if Blitzcrank is there to pull one of them off and do a little bit of his disruption, then maybe, but you cannot get greedy and try to clear that wave. You have to back away. So a bit of a misread there by Mystic. He gets punished, and you're absolutely right. Kalista is popping off right now. 4-1. Already has QSS.
800 gold is the advantage right now for Afreeca. Once the ornaments start coming in, obviously, that's a lot of gold that isn't accounted for. And again, because Afreeca's team composition is so misaligned, things are just getting worse and worse. Sejuani is going to continuously keep becoming more valuable than the Elise. The Viktor has so much value against Afreeca's team comp. It's not every day that Ornn finds himself on the losing end of scaling.
It happens every once in a while. You know, one champion, one man can be perfect, but it doesn't mean that all of his friends have to be. As Ornn does have some losses. You're going to see the charge down here in the bottom lane, setting up for a pull. That's not going to land. As really, it's just Sandbox on defense. After that early game where top and jungle kind of got pushed way far behind. They know they have that pocket Kalista for the late game. They're going to have the Viktor that does farm up. So on them, it's just sit back and try to survive for now. Don't get hooked by Blitzcrank. Generally not a good idea. Unless you're Gorilla, I suppose. We did see that happen in game 1.
And we got 50 seconds until Ocean Dragon comes up. Afreeca really do need to get it, and they need to prioritize it as the most important thing in the game. Viktor probably only going to be able to recall, or actually just came off recall. And so has stopwatch available for this upcoming fight. Kiin is going to get another turret. Unsure if Fly is going to be able to ding 13 before this dragon fight. Only has the 2 ornaments. Teleport now coming in, though.
Looking for some action. A bit ornery. It's coming in from the side. See, just a little bit of chip damage. Leo not overextending. Says, I can do this just a bit. I have a Thresh behind me. TP now from Renekton. And that's way down here on the bottom right. At the end of the day, Sandbox very safe. Collected. They're spread out. Collected but spread out, I suppose I should say.
Afreeca, they're trying to just clear out vision. Now, this is one way
nice
to
hook,
lose.
Though. That's going to interrupt him, but Kiin in the back line. Will that be enough AoE as Ornn's Horn is going to have a bit of luck in there. Nice knockup by Gorilla, but that bullet time does so much. They get a follow-up knockup, but still Afreeca, if they're fighting in there and they can get any kind of fight to happen, they're going to have a good time.
Oh! They managed to pull the aggro off of Kiin. And yeah, that was a beautiful angle for the bullet time, as Summit wasn't able to find a suplex. Also had his flash available. So we'll take a look at this one more time. So, Summit looks like he was just going to go for the suplex, but ends up getting pulled and deleted right away. But Fly, in a different world, could have easily just been brought right into Sandbox. And then the concave that Sandbox could have had around red would have made the bullet time significantly less effective. From that angle, would have been a very nice area for Viktor to also just control things.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a messy fight, just the way that started.
I mean, Ocean Dragon was picked up by Afreeca. Another thing that's been picked up this game is into the Quicksilver Sash and double Merc Treads, as well as the Stone Plate on Thresh, Oblivion Orb on Spirit. So I'm
good.
just waiting for another photograph.
Yeah, you're just lining it up. The Blasting Wand isn't too far away. It's only 850 gold. But the total, as we all know, is 1,400 for Morelos. We'll get there soon. It's not too far.
Yeah, not too far away.
Don't you worry. If they can have more engages like that, I can see Afreeca having a good time. It almost doesn't even feel like the Elise Renekton, although it did help them get ahead because of the way that it did play out in the early game. But the Ornn MF, that combo in itself, is such
very
a good,
strong. Yeah,
it's such a good 1-2. And Sandbox has given it to them twice. And that might be the saving grace of this game at the end of the day for Afreeca.
And, I mean, all that Afreeca really needs to do is make it to the Ocean Drake. If they get that, I think that there's no way they can end up losing a team fight. And so, they are going to, I think, just probably play defensively, play ping pong on the side lanes, wait for ornaments to start coming in. Fly does have level 13, probably going to give the Obsidian Cleaver. That really just sums up a lot.
He was looking for chicken. Because, yes, apparently...
Like mad cow disease. It's just actually affected Renekton.
Yeah. He just, he's really hungry. He's got to go in there. He just can't help himself.
All right, well...
He did pick up the GA. I like that item. It's going to offer him a second chance at some of these team fights and be much more annoying to kill and pick off.
And we're just really waiting to see if anyone mispositions in coming moments. Ornn still hasn't given an upgrade yet. Doesn't look like he's pathing towards Kiin either. Mystic gonna have the Infinity Edge actually completed soon, so that's gonna be a very big upgrade. Minute and a half until Ocean Dragon. Luden's Echo gonna be the pickup by Dove. And this game's taking a little... We're in the lull state right now, guys.
Yeah, this is a lull state.
In the lull state.
I feel like it goes without saying now. I feel like our viewers...
We have a minute and a half until a fight breaks out. And so I'm just wondering what you would like to talk about.
Oh, well, I got my braces off.
You did?
We didn't mention this, actually. I did. I had them for 2 years and 2 months.
Okay.
It's a long time.
It is a long time.
And I'm glad I got it done. I feel like it's much easier to cast now. I had screws in my mouth as well that would always poke my tongue.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was hard. It was grueling. It was a very long, drawn-out process, and I'm glad finally that I got them off.
Everyone is happy for you.
It was a hard decision, too, because, being on camera so much, but I had crooked teeth, so I was like, do I go on with braces or crooked teeth? And then eventually I was like, okay, I'm just going to bite the bullet here.
Yeah, you got to do it.
And I finally made it through. We're out on the other side, and now I just have 5 years of wearing a retainer.
Not bad.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a long time, but it's just a retainer. Anything's better than having it in your mouth all the time. So just wanted to, you know, I didn't mention it on Twitter or anything like that, so just wanted to have that moment to say that we're done with that. I have like little mini bars behind my teeth just to keep them straight at all times, but it's become so much easier to cast. And now that we've used that minute and a half, the exact minute and a half, looks like we're ready to hop into another team fight here, a summit. Ooh.
And now all that Afreeca really needs to do here is just try to go for some sort of a burst. I mean, Kiin could probably go over the wall and try to start it, although now they're going to know. With that ward, Mystic flashing!
Yeah.
Honestly, he's been having a bit of an off day in terms of positioning.
Yeah, I mean, his mechanics, okay, to get the Sejuani, and it doesn't matter how tanky you are, you will go down. As he forces a flash at a gorilla, they weren't even engaging there.
They can't
to be
engage
honest.
From that distance.
Yeah, they got a massive jungle wall in the way.
And now Mystic and Spirit, they're just going to get the ocean.
So they come into the mid lane, they're really trying to stop the push. Nice bullet time onto somebody. He's forced to flash. So many flashes blown in this fight. Just everybody on both sides. But at the end of the day, the only thing that really matters is the hook into Ocean Soul.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of stuff blown, but, you know, Baron's alive, but eh.
Honestly, Jelly, he's been doing very, very good tonight. He's been the one consistent.
Yeah, his Blitzcrank is good.
Yeah.
You know?
And he finds it right here, and you have to wonder why OnFleek is approaching the way that he is, because they have a ward on Ocean Drain. So, you know that the opponents aren't there, you can easily use deductive reasoning to know that they're in one of the 3 brushes.
And that there's a high chance, if you didn't scan the area,
yes,
that there are going to be wards, and you can't just walk up to the brush. So, at the end of the day, maybe he thought he was tanky enough. He's like, oh, if I get hooked, you know, just like the last time when Thresh got hooked and was able to proc Aftershock. But this time was different because it was all 5 members grouped up and ready to burst one guy. It was much better communicated, rather than you remember game 1 where Jelly pulled the Thresh into the brush and it was only him and Mystic. Mystic running from mid, and the other 3 were like down the river. So, suppose he thought that he could take advantage of that as the tanky Sejuani, but not tanky enough. Not just yet.
And so, Sandbox, at this point, they are so far behind. Ornaments coming in, Molten Edge completed, Fly probably going to ding. Well, actually, Fly can upgrade one more item, so he can already upgrade the Obsidian Cleaver. As Spirit has a stopwatch, I imagine that he'll go Zanya's next. But he's actually down in XP, as weird as that is, to the Sejuani. And with all the magic resistance on the side of Sandbox, that Oblivion Orb not really doing a whole lot. So this Elise is effectively one item, for the most part.
Kiin hanging out here on the right side, as they're not really being active with the Ocean Soul. There's no timer on it, so there isn't a huge rush unless you're going up against major scaling. They do have to deal with Viktor and the Kalista, but it looks like they just want to go for more hooks. As this time it is going to be the Sett. Can they lock down that Lantern? The answer is going to be no. So many of them had control wards, but nobody placed it down there. Was not able to deny it on time. Tries
Jelly,
for another one.
Yeah, almost managed to hit again. And now they should just be able to actually start the Baron. They can't lose a straight-up team fight. Ocean Soul, I really think, I talked about this, I believe, with Atlus on broadcast earlier this week. It is by far the strongest Soul, I think. Except in very unique situations.
Jelly's gonna miss here. Gorilla trying to engage, but he's all alone as Kiin is just flanking from behind. He gets on top of him and one-shots Dove as he got knocked up by the Ornn. You'd have to imagine the flash forward, and that's just gonna make this Baron even easier. They're not gonna elect to push. They say, let's take the objective and regroup after taking out 3 members of the enemy team.
Yeah. Jelly positioning to see if anyone comes over and tries to do anything, but I think that's all that she wrote, Valdez, for Sandbox. This is going to extend their losing streak.
That it will. They will move on to 1-4. Afreeca will gain another win on top of their belt, but take another look here. It was a nice turn. Somebody kind of had to face check. Gorilla, unfortunately, a little bit too ham as the TP was coming in. Nice TP by Kiin.
Yeah.
One combos Viktor.
Gets onto Viktor, able to just end up killing him. And Summit, I mean, he dies midair.
Let's concentrate, kids. Or it's more like boys.
Yeah.
You know.
Guys.
Yeah.
Folks.
Folks?
Folks.
Oh. Almons?
What?
I mean, you said folks, so I thought you would say almonds as well. You know almonds?
No. What is that?
Oh, okay. What, you don't know what an almond is?
Valdez, don't make me go down this road. Okay. Alright.
Well,
Afreeca's gonna go down this road.
Yeah,
This is called the middle lane, Middle Avenue.
It's a one-way journey to Nexus Street. Nobody's considering going up against Kiin. He's level 16, the highest in the game, and he is a monster.
He's 17 now, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another hook, because why not? Jelly's just really trying to build up those Pog points. He's trying to get enough people to say Pog so that he earns the Pog.
I think that he gets it, actually, this game. If Kiin or Spirit get it after playing roulette up in top lane, I'm going to feel a little bit bad. Fly, he did pick Ornn, but I feel like Jelly has just been so much more impactful at clutch moments.
Yeah. You know what would be an interesting stat is how many times players have won Pog on Ornn. Nice pick.
Rob.
Oh, that was really nice. Is it going to matter in the end? Suplex. Not going to do all that much. Mystic totally safe. A two-man knockup as Kiin is a monster as well.
Seoul is a really cool objective.
Ocean man.
Just look at it.
Take me by the hand, lead me to the land. Can we get the penta? There it is, the penta kill for Mystic at the end of it all. The Ocean Soul able to drive the nail home into that coffin, and that will be the end of it. Afreeca pick up game number 3, and we'll move on to the victory stage where we will hear from them on that stage. Well played. Had a bit of a stumble in game 2, but they were able to come out strong. A couple of great mechanical performances, a